Good evening, my dear YouTube viewers. Today we will discuss under the scheduled technique what are the regular useful questions. Sometimes we may include defective questions. Defective questions are nothing but where the respondent disinterest is more. Even though we may ask, we didn't get the any answer. If you pressurize them, we may get the artificial answers. Such type of questions, how it will be, we will go through one after another. Number one, defective questions. Long or circumlocatory question. If your question is very long or is put in a roundabout way, it is difficult to apprehend its meaning. It should either be broken into parts or the unnecessary expressions should be removed. Second, complex questions. A complex question is also difficult to understand. For example, the question would you deem it while to develop in your worthiness and the ability to exercise your right to vote. Actually, the question is, do you vote? To whom do you want to give your vote? By contrast, we can appreciate how difficult it would be to grasp the meaning of the first question. So, even though we may ask, we didn't get the right answer from them. Presumption questions. Presumptuous questions. It is undesirable to include those questions in which the answer is presumed or suggested. Sometimes why? Because even though they may give some suggestions that will not taken into consideration by the research worker. So such type of questions. Next, personal questions. Most of the respondents do not like to answer very intimate and highly personal questions which probe the secret or privacy of their life. For example, no one would like to answer such type of questions. Have you ever felt impotent with your wife? What do you think was the cause of impotency? Obviously, such questions may not be included in the schedule. Example, even though the person may be the impotent, he does not want to reveal it. And he does not want to get the any opinion from his consort or the wife. So such type of questions, even though you may included, nobody wants to give them. Next, questions regarding social and moral ideals. This is non-personal. Even when one flows in private life, the morals and the social ideals of the society. So, how we will move in the society according to the morals or the standards. One would not like to publicly express his disapproval of this. Even though all people no need to accept what government will say, what moral will say. Some people is always be the against. So such type of answers they do not want to express in the public. Therefore, a schedule must not have questions about the validity and desirability of mores and social norms prevalent in the society. Researchers should not expect all people answers according to the morals. Some people have vices, they may not interested to follow the morals. So such type of answers we cannot get it, expected answers. In such questions are put, only artificial answers can be expected. For example, the questions may be like this. Do you favor abolition of marriages? That is heterogeneous marriages. Would you like the sexual relations depicted in visual arts? Visual arts, we can make it according to our own diverted mind in many patterns. All the people, why should they like it? So, one cannot be answered in a proper manner. Therefore, there must be ruled out of the schedule. Even though you may ask, we didn't get the proper answer or the expected answer. Next, unrelated questions. As we have remarked earlier, only strictly typical questions should be included in a schedule. There is no place in it for out of the context and unrelated questions. When we selected the specific topic related questions only we should ask. Unrelated questions, even though we may ask out of our zeal and the interest, they may not answer properly. Next, unnecessary questions. As the time at the disposal of interviewer is limited, such questions whose answers can be known by ordinary observation must not be included in the schedule. Which source for the topic you should include it. Unnecessary questions cannot give the any validity or strengthen the responses. Next, upsetting the questions. Such questions are like this. Do you avoid tax payment? Or do you sleep with women other than your wife? Does your wife love you as much as you would like? Merely upset the respondent and serve no useful purpose in research. Accordingly, such questions may find no place in the schedule. Here I am explaining. Even though the man is having the extramarital relationship, does he want to inform to the research worker? No. Even though he may loves very much wife, how can he expect? Her way of loving pattern is different. His way of loving pattern is different. So that these two lines never merges. So such type of questions can, for if you pose them, we cannot get the reliable and the value based answers. Once again we will recap the information. The defective questions are like this. One is long and circumlocutory question. If a question is very long or is put in a roundabout way, it is difficult to apprehend its meaning. So very problem to understand it. It should either be broken into parts or the unnecessary expression should be removed. If you ask the very complicated and the complex questions in a long manner, a lot of time if you take it, the respondent is unable to understand. Even literates also cannot understand. Make the questions simple, lucid, clear, or else it is a problem. Next, complex questions. A complex question is also difficult to understand. Example, this question would you, like this. Would you deem it while to develop in your worthiness and ability to exercise your right to vote? That is, are you going to utilize your vote? They may interested, they may not interested. How can they will say before you? Actually, the question is, do you vote? By contrast, we can appreciate how difficult it would be to grasp the meaning of the first question. Even though if you are interested to give the vote, why should they will reveal which party they are going to vote it? So it is answerless. You cannot get the right answer. Next, third one, presumptuous questions. It is undesirable to include those questions in which answer is presumed or suggested. Even though if may ask the question, the answer should be the suggestive way. So the respondent is going to give the suggestions for the research worker about the personal issue, topic issue, or the general issue. Next, personal questions. If it is personal questions, most of the respondents do not like to answer very intimate questions which probe the secrets and the privacy of their life. Why should the individual is interested to express their personal feelings? Example, no one would like to answer such type of questions. Have you ever felt impotent with your wife? That is, my capacity to produce a child. Is it okay or not? Even though if you ask them, can they answer? No, nobody wants to give it. What do you think about the cause of impotency? In case they didn't begot a children, at that time, why you are not getting? Maybe some mistakes. Maybe lack of the motility of the sperm, something will be there. Are they want to go into express to you, answer to you? No, not at all. This is not none of your business, they will say. Obviously, such questions may not be included in the schedule. Next, fifth question. Questions regarding social and moral ideals or the societal standards. Even when one flows in private life, moral and social ideals of the society, one would not like to publicly express their disapproval of this. Even the people are telling the answers or the responses, it may not satisfy the morals or the standards of the society. Why? Because they are afraid. to answer to you. The research worker may do some harm in case if they do not want such type of questions to answer to them. Therefore, a schedule must not have questions about the validity and desirability of mores and social norms prevalent in the society. They do not want to say by telling them they are not interested to strengthen the morals and the rules of the society. If such questions, if you are put it before the respondent, only artificial answers we can expect, we can get it. Example, the questions are like this: do you favor abolition of marriages? That is heterogamous marriages. Are you against to that? Then which type of marriages you want? Homogamous marriages. If anybody listen about your wish and will, all people will laugh it. Such a way, they do not want to express it. Would you like sexual relations depicted in visual arts? The visual arts are working in a multi-dimensional way, which is not natural phenomenon. In such a way, would you like to practice it? No, not at all. Even though you may have in your mind, you do not want to express this. That cannot be answered in a proper manner. Therefore, this must be ruled out the schedule. Even though if you are included in that questions, but it is not going to get any responses from the respondent. Next, unrelated questions. As we have remarked earlier, only strictly topic related questions should be included in the schedule. When we decided one topic, only that, for that only related questions you should prepare, not the general questions. There is no place in outside the context. If you ask them, you cannot get any answers. Next, unnecessary questions. At the time at the disposal of interviewer is limited. Such questions whose answers can be known by ordinary observation must not be included in the schedule. Sometimes, if the woman is there, are you going to ask, are you the woman? If they are having the husband, do you have the husband? So such type of questions no need to ask, it is understood. So such type of questions no need to include it in the schedule. In such a way, one should be very careful in preparation of the questionnaire or schedule, or while you are interviewing. Even though you may get it, you maintain the separate notebook, a separate white notebook, when they have given the extra information out of their curiosity, out of their need, out of their demand of the research worker. So this pakka design or the scientific design is required for the preparation of schedule or research. That's why 2-3 times you should prepare the questionnaire or the schedule. By this, today's lecture is completed. This is Bindu taking leave from the YouTube platform. Good day and good night. If possible, please go through and do subscribe. Good day.